days you feel weak, and that's just life. You know, we don't understand that sometimes there's all kinds of factors why we're strong some days and we're not. Sometimes it's the temperature in the room. It has a huge, like Lance Armstrong talks about the ideal temperature when you race well. Every degree that goes above 72, what? Lance Armstrong said, every degree above 72 degrees Fahrenheit makes it 1% harder to do what you're trying to do. So you've got temperature, you've got barometric pressure, you've got biorhythms, you got the freaking steak sandwich you had the night before. Right? Had that big argument with the neighbor next door because he doesn't trim his hedge. I don't know what it is. But stress and food and lack of hydration, there's a lot of things, right, you have to kind of pay attention to. Sleep is huge. We'll get into sleep as well. So, variety, intensity, consistency. These are the three things that are the magic to really ultimately getting your success. Now we get into some more esoteric stuff. Are you ready?
Ready.
And, ready. Purpose. Why? Why are you doing it? Who here has started and quit partway through? That wasn't as a result of injury, just life, just things happen. Raise it high so I can see it. No bent elbows. Yeah. Well, you're getting more calories burning, right? Because your purpose stunk. Because your purpose stunk, right? If it's to lose some dress sizes so you can look good at a reunion in front of a bunch of people who don't care, or a wedding in front of a bunch of people who don't care, that's not a reason why. It's not it. It's not to look different. It's not to be smaller in the future. Right? We see that, but we sell P90X in all our programs basically based on before and after pictures. People we don't know, for the most part, some we do, that look better after 90 days who didn't look so good at the beginning. Well, I'll get it for that reason. This is hard. Why am I doing? Screw it. Day 50, that's it, man. I'm out of gas. All right? There's two categories. One's based in ego and how you look, and ones that will save your life, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Like I said earlier, I work out every day because if I work out today, my health improves. My fitness improves. The quality of my life improves because I'm releasing norepinephrine and dopamine and serotonin in my head that, you know, when I was young, I didn't ever release that stuff. I was pulling stuff in that I shouldn't have done, you know. And so I was the C- student. Ask my father. I mean, he got those report cards. Holy crap, man, what are you doing? Too many devil dogs in school now. You know? So, I do it because if I work out today, I get better health and vitality. I improve my fitness overall. I improve the quality of my life. I have the energy and enthusiasm to change everything about who I am, how I think, where I'm going, and what I'm doing. So you have to figure out what your plan is. And you have to write it down on a piece of paper. And you have to stick it on your head. I don't know. No, that's a dumb idea. But put it up someplace that means something to you. All right? And don't make it ephemeral. Don't make it temporary. Make it lifelong. You know, the beautiful thing is that when you exercise for 20 minutes or more a day, there's something called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Whoa. Can you believe I actually remembered all that? So inside the temporal lobe, everybody has one. If you don't, well, wow. How'd you get this far? How'd you even find the place? So the temporal lobe, and inside the temporal lobe is something called the hippocampus. And the hippocampus is the area that releases all these different chemicals. So something even smaller, about the size of a baby's pinky finger, about that big, it's shaped about this big, is the dentate gyrus. Now when you're older, when you're women in the menopause and guys around in their 30s and 40s, if you don't exercise regularly, that little tiny dentate gyrus starts to shrink and die. But when you do exercise, you know, look at old folks, right? When you're a kid, woo, let's try anything. When you're old, I hate everybody. What's your name? Oh, son, you're my son? I didn't know that. That's great. It's because this dentate gyrus is a shriveled up, rotten piece of black tar inside your head. But even in your 70s and 80s, you start to move, something called neurogenesis occurs. Proteins and molecules, miles apart inside the dentate gyrus, start to vibrate because you're breathing in oxygen, right? And that oxygen goes into your blood, and that blood eventually makes its way into your brain. And as it does, it stimulates these proteins and molecules, and they start to vibrate, and they search for each other. And they find each other. And all of a sudden, you feel better because you release this norepinephrine and dopamine and serotonin, and all of a sudden, you think, you know what? I'm going to deal with this issue that I wasn't dealing with. All of a sudden, I don't think I need those pills anymore. There's a great kid, his name is, I should have worked out today. I can't remember his name. My Hey, Jarvis is fried. Sterling Purdy. Anybody know Sterling Purdy? Anybody in this room?
Yes.
You know his story? He only had about 45, 50 pounds to lose, but he was on depression medication, asthma medication, type 2 diabetes medication, and high blood pressure medication. Did P90X? He's off them all. Off them all. Doctors, you know what? Because he just said, you know, I feel great, and this depression medication is making me crazy. So he got off, and everything balanced out. He went and he got his sugars figured out, and the doctor says, your cholesterol's down, your sugar levels are normal. You don't need these drugs anymore. And all the guy did was eat better and exercise 6 days a week. Holy smokes. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? You know, by the way, it's not the pharmaceutical companies, it's not the Democrats, it's not the Republicans, it's not the president, it's not the healthcare company, it's you. The reason why everything's so chaos and so expensive is because we treat ourselves like crap. We don't move, we don't exercise, we're too busy in front of some kind of screen all day long. So we have an opportunity as a community. This is really getting harsh now, it's not even fun anymore. Everybody's yelling at us about this. Other good reasons why. Us! This is us! How cool! We're going to meet so many amazing, you make new friends. I mean, there are so many people that I meet through this community that I would have never known in a million years. I've got dozens of new friends because, you know, they've done the program, they come down to the beach with me on Sundays and they say hello and we exchange numbers and emails and they start stalking me, but that's cool. So the real Tony Horton couldn't be here because it's just too dangerous. So I am here for him. Hopefully you will enjoy this presentation. Sport, right? There are folks that have never had an athletic day in their life, and all of a sudden they get really fit and they start doing things physically because they have balance and coordination and stamina that they never had before. And that can happen in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond. Right? And you know, it's kind of about this too. I like looking better. Who doesn't like looking better? Anybody?
No.
All right? Mind, body, spirit. We talked about that. It's not just the physical. It's not just that after picture. And those are good reasons why. Does that make sense to everybody? It applies to everyone. All right. Reality. Reality. So, reality is that thing that's happening now, not that pretend fantasy version that you tell people about. You know what I mean? See, so you are who you are. You know, I see folks who've done the program and are not seeing any results, and so I sort of dig down a little bit deeper. Yeah, I'm working out all the time. I'm eating great. Nothing's happening. Really? Let me see your push-ups. Oh, okay, that's a mess. You know, what did you have? I had salad. All right. What was in the salad? Bacon bits. You have dressing? Yeah, a little bit. What kind? It was a ranch. All right, so you got to stop living in the past, and you got to stop pretending that the future is going to be great, okay just by wishing or praying about it. You know, you got to actually do something, and you got to stop living for other people. Who here in this room has ever done something just for somebody else because you felt like they were more important than you? Right? You didn't take care of yourself first. You can't take care of them until you take care of you first. All right, so who's, like a lot of moms, right? How come before P90X there was no time, but after P90X there's plenty of time? It's mom's time to get out of the room and go play Wii in the other room, whatever you guys do.